This is how Henry Ford saw the model American city, a gleaming rural utopia for white people, because Henry Ford was an avowed racist and anti-Semite. And he had a very specific plan, a powerful weapon in a war against what he saw as a Jewish jazz dance conspiracy: square dancing. In his booklet, The International Jew, Ford wrote that, quote, "Jazz is a Jewish creation, and that the musical slush was invading decent homes." So Ford poured a small fortune into trying to make old-fashioned dancing happen again. He wrote a book about square dancing with his wife, funded radio shows and dance clubs, and invited hundreds of dance instructors to his home, and it sparked a national movement. 34 colleges added early American dancing to their curricula. This story made headlines again recently when it was dug up by Robin Panacchia. Robin was looking up the weird history of state symbols when she realized that her state, Illinois, had an official state dance.
Why would it be square dancing? That's weird. And so, because I'm super curious as a person, I looked up all state dances, because that's going to be interesting, right?
Turns out, 28 states had made square dancing the state dance. This was part of a broader push to make folk dancing the country's national dance, an initiative that eventually failed.
He thought that because jazz was getting all these people to go out and drink and smoke cigarettes and have sex, that replacing jazz with square dancing and old-time music and things he thought of as more white and more Gentile would make people more moral again, because he was creepy and racist and hated Jewish people.
Of course, jazz is an African-American creation, but that's all part of Henry Ford's conspiracy theory. See, Ford believed that Jewish people want to destroy white Protestants and replace them with a black underclass that could then be ruled over by Jewish elites. If that sounds insane, it's actually still a popular belief among white supremacists today. But there's a little ironic twist at the end of this story, because American square dancing was partially invented, wait for it, by slaves. That swing your partner do-si-do call and response was an innovation by slaves that eliminated the need for a dance instructor. White people at the time thought that all that shouting was way too vulgar, but they dropped that opinion once they fully appropriated the dance style, as they eventually did with blues, jazz, rock and roll, rap, and countless other black cultural innovations. This is the great irony at the heart of Ford's nativism and white supremacy at large, that the lily-white utopia of the past was always just an illusion. It's a grift, meant to sell a dangerous vision of the future based on a fictitious story about America's past.